Today we celebrate the feast of St. James the Apostle. He died a martyr in 44 AD. St. James is the patron saint of Spain. And every year thousands of pilgrims walk to St. James in Santiago, Spain, to pray before his remains. The ancient pilgrimage is known as the Camino. A team from EWTN is documenting the journey of 36 men and women from all over the United States as they discover more about the apostle. They have chosen to walk the Portuguese route through 7 major cities. Joining us now is Colm Flynn, who is documenting the pilgrimage and is celebrating the feast of St. James in Santiago de Compostela. That's where the saint's remains are buried, according to tradition. Welcome to the program.
Hey Lauren, great to talk to you, and a very good evening from Santiago de Compostela.
You walked about 80 miles over 8 days. Wow. What did your pilgrims say about all of this?
I think there are 2 things that the majority of the pilgrims took from this. The first was learning how to pray again. It can be so difficult, as you know, and as I certainly know, when you're working in a very demanding career. You've all the distractions of social media and the world in general around you, to take time out, quiet time, and try and really pray. That's something that a lot of these young people have been finding difficult and have forgotten how to do in recent years. The second one, from all the pilgrims that I spoke to, is to pray but also to proclaim, because it's not easy being a young Catholic in today's world. You have the pressures are really mounted against you. So being surrounded by a lot of young people your own age in similar types of jobs, who are young, intelligent, very smart, and who all have that shared faith, I think there's something really reaffirming about that. You know, it allows you to go back home into your job, and it makes you a little bit prouder of your faith. It makes you a little bit less afraid to say, you know what, I am a practicing Catholic and I'm very, very proud of that. So it was great to see all the young people from all over the United States, a lot of them from Texas, like this young couple here.
There's not a lot of youth that actually goes and practices the faith, or like go out there and say, you know what, I'm Catholic. Well, other faiths, they do that, and I think that's something that we should be doing more as Catholics.
Prayer is an essential part of the journey, and daily Mass was offered each day. Tell us how a typical day unfolded.
Well, Lauren, every day started extremely early. There was one day in particular where we started at 5:30 a.m. Not only was it pitch black, it was raining, and we were walking in silence, but we got through it, and again, that silence and that opportunity to pray was something that we don't get too often back home. After that, we'd walk for maybe 8 hours. It shouldn't have taken us 8 hours, but you have to remember that the Camino is not a race. Some people think it is, and they're speeding past you. You have to take your time and literally smell the roses as you go. Chat to your community, chat to your fellow pilgrims. So we walked for around 8 hours, and then we'd get to the town we were staying in. We would go straight into daily Mass, we'd have adoration, and then there'd be an opportunity for the young people to go to formation or to go to confession.
And for our viewers who want to participate next year in the Camino, what advice can you give them to prepare physically and spiritually for the pilgrimage?
Get good walking shoes, first bit of advice, and get them early so you break them in, because just ask any of our crew here, walking for 80 miles with blisters is not a fun thing to do, and it makes the suffering a lot worse. The most important thing, though, I would say, is that, as I mentioned, the Camino is a lot of things to a lot of people, but one thing it certainly isn't is a race. You don't have to do it in a certain amount of time. Do it slowly, do it at a nice pace, take a lot of silent time to really pray like you haven't prayed for a long time, and talk to people along the way. There are fascinating people from all over the world who are doing it for lots of different reasons. Find out why and listen very carefully, because I think with the journey, with your prayer, talking to them, it will not only inspire you, but it will really help you to grow in your faith.
Colm Flynn with the EWTN Camino Pilgrimage.